Hi everyone, welcome back to Eve the Star Wars Story. Today we're talking about the Acolyte, which just came out. Oh my word. That was so good. That show was epic. It was amazing. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start from the beginning. Master Undara and May's fight. That was so cool seeing. But definitely a sad ending for Master Undara. I know that we do get to see more of her through the show, but it's before this fight happens in the noodle shop. I was so sad about that. I was like, oh my word, no. No, why? Like, that was not, like, it was a really sad beginning, but it was a really good show that played into it. And then, after that fight with Master Undara, and after she leaves the noodle shop, leaving the dad and the son alone, we jump forward to the Jedi Temple, and we jump forward to, we get to jump forward to the temple, and we get to jump forward to Master Soul teaching all the younglings, having them meditate in the forest, and be like, what do you see? What do you see? And they're like, I see the ocean. I see peace. And then that one kid's like, I see fire that's growing and growing and growing. And you can kind of see in his eyes that he's like, oh, okay, that sounds a little bit like something I remember whenever I got my first Padawan. I remember that. And then we have the other Jedi come in and be like, well, your old Padawan is out, and we have this and this and this and this happening, and she's on her way back, and... Okay, I guess I jumped from the wrong scene. I'm sorry, that was such a good show that I'm still catching up on everything. But after the fight scene with Master Undara and May, we jump to Osha's scene. And she's out fixing up the ship, and we get to see all that. And we get to see, I believe, I could be pronouncing this wrong. So I'm sorry if I I believe it's Yelden? Yelden? I don't know. I think it's Yeel. Yeah, it's Yeel. Then we get to see Yeel and his Padawan come on, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeel's a pretty good character. Yeel's a pretty cool character. So getting to see that and him, like, kind of talk to me like, oh yeah, we're still friends, and be like, yeah, you're under arrest. You're going to be on that transport. We're going to take you back to Coruscant. You're under arrest. And they're like, hey, we're going to be plotting an escape. And Osha's like, what? An escape? And she's like, and they're like, do you want to be part of that? She's like, no, I trust the Jedi Council. She was a Padawan there. She still has trust and faith in them. And that faith that they'll see that she's not the one that did it. And we see that. And come to pass, she crash lands. They have that crash landing that we see. And I need to talk about this. Pip, her droid, is so cool. Oh my word, I love Pip. Like, I'm a big droid fanatic. Wherever Gonki happened with the Bad Batch, and you can see Wrecker save him, I was like, okay, yes, Gonki's fine. And then we didn't get to see him at all until the final episode. I was like, what happened to Gonki? I know they showed that he's okay, but where is he? And then they show him on Omega's ship. I was like, okay, we know he's fine. So I'm a big droid fanatic. So I was like, oh, Pip. I love it. Sorry. Makes me think of a character that I know. But I love Pip, and it's just so cool. I love how kind of vocal he is, but also how he's so usable and all that. And then I thought it was cool seeing Yeel be like, I'm gonna use the Force on them, and then she's like, they're upstairs. Their cabins are upstairs. Like, that one character is like, we respect the Jedi, but but we ain't gonna tell you much. And then he's like, fine, I'll use the Force on you. And they're like, okay, never mind, we'll cooperate. So just getting to see that, I was so happy about. And just getting to see how this show came together was so cool. Those first 2 episodes were amazing. But anyway, though, seeing then Master Soul and the other Jedi walking around the corridor in the prison area after the escape pods are found and captured, and they searched the wreckage that was there, like in space, and they didn't see her. And so they sent another crew down. Which was Soul, his Padawan, and Yeel, which we'll get to in a second. But him being like, calm your mind, and the guy calms down. He's like, the Jedi killer, she she helped me, and I left her there. And, you know, you can see that his mind is so at ease now. Finally being able to get that off and finally being able to have his mind calmed by the Force was super cool, just getting to see that. And then seeing how all the other guys were like, it's the Jedi Killer's fault. She said that we were supposed to do this. This was her idea. We had nothing to do with this. And they're like it was their plan. They asked her, not the other way around. So I just thought that was pretty funny, just trying to see them blame it on her. I'm like, okay, you know, if they can blame murder on her, they can blame this on her. So that was pretty funny to see. I was like, okay, you know, classic thing. If they can blame one thing on there, they're gonna try to blame another. And then Soul's Padawan, where they're like, and Soul's like, we're waiting on the backup, and she's like, is the backup Yield by chance? And they're like, and he's like, and Soul's like, what's wrong with Yield? And she's like, well, Yield is Yield. And I was like, okay, you know, that's pretty funny, you know. Getting to see how she's like, oh, really? This one, out of all the people you could have chosen, Yield, out of all of them, really? But I like Yield. I thought he was a pretty fun character. And then just getting to see Yield be like, I followed May around. I know this wasn't her. I kept an eye on her whenever she walked off path, whenever they went after Torben. She's like, I followed him, and nothing happened. This is not her. Sorry, I dropped something. Give me 2 seconds. And they're like, this is not her. It was not her that did that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then just getting to see everything that happened, and like whenever May's like, it wasn't me, you have to believe me, and you can see that Soul knows where she's going. And then right before Osha wakes up, I thought it was pretty cool getting to see those flashbacks with May as a kid, and she's like, May, is that really you? And she's like, yes, sister, yes, it is. And then they have that like conversation back and forth, and she's running through all these different things. She's running from her home and her people being burned to back on the ship whenever it was still safe, and then to waking up because she hears Pip alarming. I was like, that was so cool. Like, getting to see all those different transitions was epic, and just like seeing all that was so cool. I'm sorry, there's so much I have to talk about. I'm barely through the first episode because this was just such a good 2-episode premiere, and I was really happy about it. Next things next. I just thought everything about the show was so good. Like, just getting to see the aspects of it were so good. And I feel like the way they brought, I know this is not something that a lot of people, I have never seen a stun, like the stuns that the Bad Batch and all that used in the Clone Wars. I have never seen somebody use a stun in live action, so I thought that was pretty cool seeing how they brought the stun to life. So that way Osha was trying to stun May whenever, right before she took off. I thought that was pretty cool getting to see that. So, get back to what I was originally doing. And then they find Osha, and she's like, Soul, you have to believe me. I didn't do this. And then she falls, and then Soul having that, like, Soul knowing that she didn't do it and saves her anyway. And Soul's like, I trust you. I believe you. And then they go after Turbin, and they're like, well, he hasn't talked in 10 years. And he hasn't talked in 10 years, and Soul's like, he'll talk to me. And then they get there, and he's gone. You know, not there anymore. No one to talk to. And he talked to May. He's like, forgive me. And that scoundrel, oh my word. For a second, whenever he, like, told the truth about what May was doing, I was like, okay, you know, he could be a vital asset. And then he turns her back, and then he turns around again. I'm like, okay, never mind. I despise you. Like, that was a big thing, too. I was like, okay. Be as you must, but okay. May's character was super cool, like seeing all the outfit and seeing all the stuff, like just how they did her actions. She did phenomenal. It was so good getting to see that. I was so happy about that, just seeing that and seeing her reactions and seeing what happened. I just thought it was so good, and I was so happy about it and so excited about it, just getting to see all of that. There's so many things I could talk about right now. Getting to see Soul's Padawan was super cool, and how she asked a lot of questions. She's like, am I allowed to, do I have permission to speak freely? And he's like, you don't have to ask anymore. And so, you know, because she kind of wants to voice her opinion, but also have questions about what's happening. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then she's like, why do you have so many old holograms and all this of your old Padawan? And he, like, corrects her several times. He's like, her name is Osha. And she's like, why do you have so many things of Osha? And, like, I mean, she's a little bit curious, but also a little bit testy. Like, why do you have so many things of Osha, huh? Why do you still care about her? You have me now. I thought that was pretty cool. And then her makeup was really good, I thought. Like, the way they did it was pretty cool. I liked it. Oh, my word. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Because there's so many things. I'm like, this is such a good show. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place right now. But for me, the first 2 episodes, 10 out of 10. So happy about it. Loved it. Thought it was amazing. Getting to see... Oh my word, I just had his name. What the heck? What the heck? We'll go later. But I'm excited to see what happens with Andara. I'm excited to see what happens with the flashbacks with her. And I'm just excited, like, whenever he, like, went into May's head and she's like, get out of my head, Jedi. And he goes in there and he's like, your master is hidden. Like, even she doesn't know who the Sith is. Not even if she wanted, like Soul says, even if you wanted to tell me, you couldn't. Do you know what I mean? He's hidden it that well. No one knows who he is. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then getting to see Kanaka was just so cool. I'm like, oh, okay, this is where the fun begins. And I was so happy about that cat. That's all I have to say about the Acolyte 2 episode premiere. I'm excited to be able to talk about this throughout the weeks. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.